explain that though.
That's
exactly that moment.
All the emotion, everything. You did that.
Or even like I could take it even further and say I could imagine him feeling like, oh, you did all that because you jealous and you trying to put on a show, not realizing that you disrespected me, crossed my boundaries, provoked me, and you know what?
Before you even left the country, there was disrespect.
There was disrespect.
Yeah.
In another continent.
And another across
Whole
the
different.
Yeah.
on some Monica all across the ocean for you. These don't deserve it. And then you wonder why I'm jaded. Arranged marriage me, please. Stop playing.
I'm sure you're new. I'm sure you're new. I'm sure you're new thinking about a different end of this conversation.
Okay.
Brought on
Tell me.
what you just said about how you behaved in the street, which is fine.
Wow.
I said on the lit out the other day, you never know a person's story up until the moment you cross their path.
Yeah.
So that already changes how I see outbursts in the streets, whatever. Even my own outbursts in the street, because they don't know my story. But, and then you mention what might these people be thinking, oh, here's another crazy black woman. There are so many times that I've gone through this sort of losing it intrinsically because I've used up all my logic. But I know if I were to go there, I'm going to be perceived as crazy or doing too much, right? And so, same ex that I've been telling y'all about, crazy, crazy, used to check my phone, checked messages, emails, y'all, emails. That's what I'm saying. Facebook messages, all kinds of DMs before DMs existed. Never used a Twitter, would check my Twitter DMs, all kinds of stuff. Would look, not even just check my messages, scroll through. He would insert keywords into the search box, like baby,
Was he
cute.
working?
Huh?
Was he working?
No.
Did he have anything else to do?
He had time.
He had time. So all this to say is I never stepped out, never cheated. I'm not that type of girl. And we just let him do that because I'm just like, you're not gonna find nothing, whatever. And so there was one day, his phone was right upside. Never checked his phone in all the years that we dated. I'm not the type of girl, I don't care. I trust. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm not even trust. I'm not interested. But his phone was laying right set up, and I feel like it was the Lord.
The Lord is my shepherd.
I feel like it was the Lord that said, "Go ahead and check that." And I was like, God, that's not me. We better than that. No. Go ahead and check that.
You can do all things.
I can do all things.
Right.
So I picked up that phone, and you know what I did? I went in the search box.
Ooh.
And I typed in cute. I typed in baby. And you know what else he would do? He would go through my phone while I was asleep or just not present. He would screenshot things, delete them, and then send them to himself to show me as proof to ask me to explain myself.
Ooh.
So when I went through those messages, typing in those keywords, I took screenshots, sent them to myself, deleted them from his phone. I went in photos, because he did that to me. Screenshots, sent them to myself, deleted from his phone. I found trails of inappropriate behavior and cheating. He woke up, and I don't know if I went to sleep that night. My friend was in London at the time, and I was texting her because it was middle of the night and nobody else was awake. And I was like, girl, what should I do? I'm finna go throw his laundry outside the window. Like, I'm finna go ape because I deserve it. And she's like, no, girl, don't do that because, you're not that type of girl. Like, literally trying to tell myself you're not that type of girl, so you don't have to check his phone. You don't have to do other stuff because you don't want to be perceived as insecure. Cool.
I don't give a damn.
Wake up the next morning, I'm like this. I don't think I went to sleep because he rolled over to say good morning to me. I'm leaning up.
Do the rock away. Now lean back.
In my bonnet, leaning up against the bed. Hey, good morning. Good morning. What, you mad? I don't know. Should I be? Picked up my phone. I felt his chest sink into the mattress. I started showing him screenshot. And in not allowing myself to go crazy, I let him talk me right into being cool.
No. I don't give a damn.
Talk me right into not even being cool, but talk me right into not going ape because I should have thrown your wet laundry outside the window. I made you go get it.
And there is something.
That's a good idea.
And I will say, just to jump forward, I would like to let y'all know I did get my redemption a little bit later because we all backslide sometimes. It was a moment of backsliding. I woke up the next morning and was like, get out. Oh, I don't have no car. Get out.
Yeah.
I want you at my house. Walked home 7 miles. Don't give
his business.
Text me. My feet was hurt. Don't give a.
You know what? You know what about it.
Yeah, don't care nothing about it.
There's a superpower that I have found.
What is it?
This very recently. Not caring if a man walks out my life.
Yes, that's the most important
Speak about
thing.
that.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of fear, and I don't want to act too crazy. I don't want to go off too wild. I don't want to say the wrong thing because I don't want to push him away. But sometimes you need to push away what he is bringing to the table. Because what I, even like listening to your story, right? You became him.
Girl, it was giving mirror. Damn.
You know, his behaviors began to be you. And if you had continued, because luckily you had that strength to say, no, this is wild, goodbye. But a lot of women end up in relationships where they become that person, and then years down don't know why they're still there, don't know why they can't shake him, don't know why, because you're not even you no more, sis. You just become a reflection of you just waiting to react. You're just waiting to do something to put yourself in a position to do the most again. What do you say?
Oh, man, that just reminds me of something I used to think, is that when I was in situations similar to these that we're talking about, I remember I thought that he had me. Like I felt like there was a girl that was so sweet and lovely and beautiful that I couldn't access, and he was the only person who had it. So I didn't want to leave myself with him. I didn't want to leave me with him. So I would just stay there because at least I had accessibility to that. And so the concept of like, oh, you know, like you no longer know who you are because you're with this person. It just reminds me of that thought process. And then back to God, he was just like, you know, I see what you're trying to do. There's infinite versions of you. This person that you once were, it fertilizes who you are now. Now you understand and you know. And I think it's just like this naivety of thinking that the infinite of who we are is only accessible through others, where it's like we have to realize at some point that this infinite is available to us always, each one of us. And I think that if that's the case, then it's okay to leave because I'm infinite. And there's going to be infinite more solutions to whatever problem this is, and it may not be you.
Yeah, something like that.
Ryan, did you want to say that?
I actually do have a point.
Okay.
So this is the thing about me. I listen and observe, and then I'm like, okay, what hasn't been said? Let me say it. So I've actually read this book, and there's a couple of books that kind of go in like tandem with this book, but it's called The Power Now.
Yes, Eckhart Tolle.
That's my man. So he talks about, you know, basically how important it is to be present and how important it is to find that within, that light within you, because we all have it, right? But the only thing about when you have energies that you're exchanging with other people, things could be transferred, like how you said, like how she became him. It's not about us needing anyone. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we need anyone. It's a matter of desire, of wanting to be with someone, and then having that freedom, that ability to be present enough to say, okay, I'm aware, I can let them go. Like, I'm aware of the situation, I don't need them, but I can let them go, I can release them. And I can actually still love this person from afar. I don't have to hate them.
love is.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be
released from them.
Release your wiggle. Sorry.
This is good. This is
You
very
know,
good. Yeah.
like that. Like there's a power in releasing them.
Yeah.
But what about the strength to be released and to be left and to be walked away from?
Wait, I mean,
Go ahead. I personally think that while I have an experience with an ex where I feel like I may have released this man, but this man still has a tie on me, because we all know ties are very strong and very real, soul ties, any type of tie. And I actually recently had a dream where I saw him in my dream, and he flashed a couple times. I couldn't see his face, but I could see his silhouette in the dream. And I'm a pretty intuitive person. The very next day I ran into him. Very next day I ran into him. And I feel like that is that hole that you talk about. Like that person, I'm doing the work. I've done everything. I got my crystals. I'm all good. I'm G'd up. This man clearly still has a hold on me. And I don't know whatever type of voodoo he has going on, but it's there and it's real. But yeah, just being present, just being aware with self, I think is what's important.